Alright, so it's been a day or two now, and let me show you where we are. I really wanted to just kind of jump cut to some progress because there were some things that were driving me crazy, including these little fuse freaking relay switches. I tried to put one of these somewhere to kind of delete the fuse, have a better packaging for the fuse, and just generally, like, you know, change things up. I broke two of them in the exact same way in about 30 minutes. Those are like $35 a piece. Oy vey. So I put the old fuse, the old AGM style fuse back in there for now. At some point I'll do something else. But let me back up. Let me show you what we got going on. So we got our arrow catch installed, and right now they're unlocked. So there's one. And they kind of catch a little, but it's okay. There you go. It's all welded in. And then this they take a little bit of massaging, but they do work. So I need to tweak the headlights a little bit because they're kind of wonky in there, and they're just whatever. I mean, they're bolted in, but they're weird. The last thing we need to do is kind of critical, and is honestly one of the last things we need to do to have this car almost completely finished, and that is boost controller. Now, right now, we have no lines connected to our wastegate. We don't have a firing in. We got a 45. This is a stainless bros elbow. Over here in this box, we also got a 90, and then I ordered this last minute. This is a long 45, some 6-inch runners, 6 1/4 to be honest. I figure between this and like a, you know, something else, I might be able to get something far enough out from under the car that it's not going to just fire straight into the block or something. If I hit boost, which right now is just not on the table because it's not tuned. Let me show you my current problem and some current strategy. So I have a lot of solution for the first part, which is I can't get to the Allen key because the downpipe's in the way, and I really don't want to have to crawl into the car again. Just remove the V-band. It's in there. It is, you know, that's it right there. You probably, yeah, so that's the wastegate, and I have to get to this little collar, and then on the back side in there you can kind of see it way down right here, and so I can barely get my hand in there. And then it's tight. It's not like super tight, but like you have to kind of like snake past the downpipe here because it's pretty tight. And then you gotta get this on there, and then you get a quarter turn, and then you gotta sit there and do it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this wastegate out, spare you guys the details because there's nothing exciting about this. And then, you know, the only reason why we're doing this is because with a wastegate, if you're gonna run it straight to the gate, which is the safest way to do it in my opinion for starting, is you pick your spring. And this is all VS Racing, so there's a size of spring we need to put in there for like a 5-pound, which would be fine for now. And then all I gotta do is just watch my AFRs. I just don't want to boost into the moon straight out the gate, literally. So I'm gonna bust out the spec for VS Racing, figure out which one of these is missing, and maybe we don't even need to pull it. Well, no, that's a lie. We still need to pull it off because I need to route some hot side out. So let's see what we can do. All right, so after dealing with this, I think we're going NA now. No, I'm kidding. I had to take the turbo and the downpipe. I had to loosen it off the turbo, take the turbo off just to get to it for a good reason. Essentially, these screws that came on the unit are like cross-threaded or stripped, or they're just like not the right size or something because they chewed up. And it wasn't just this one. So this one was on the actual wastegate bolt, but then I had another clamp that was chilling right here. This bolt, this one wasn't even installed on the car before, because this was the flange for the like the exit of the wastegate for the smaller side, and it was also totally screwed. So I gotta get some hardware for that. But while we're here, we've got our spring, and so this the two natural colored springs, which is what these gray ones are. Basically, this combination would be 12 pounds. Obviously, running 12 pounds in a car that's not tuned could be catastrophic. This is always going to be like the minimum boost you're running. So 12 is not what we want. So down here we got our options. I think this is like a 2, and then one of these is like a 4, and one's like a 6. I've already forgotten what the colors are. Okay, so the green is a 6, the yellow is 7, and the red is 4. That's what it is. So it's 4, 6, and 7. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the 4 in for now, just because we're not trying to blow anything up quite yet. And honestly, I think 4 PSI would be a good starting number for me. So we're going to get that in there, put the cap back on, crank it down, go get some hardware, and then we're going to check this sucker back in. The other thing we need to do while we're here is we need to check out our routing options for doing a dump, because the dump's got to kind of go that way and then like almost straight down. But there is an axle in the way of what we're trying to do, and that's going to be an issue. The light's too much for the camera. Anyway, yeah, you can see it right there. That's the axle. I'm not sure how we're going to do a dump for the wastegate, but yeah, and especially if we're running dumb rich, we're gonna want it, because otherwise we're gonna be spitting fuely water everywhere, and I don't want to do that. And I can't necessarily run it directly into the pipe right now. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, really. The reason why I'm not doing it right now is because the only way I could do it is if I pull out the other motor, pull off the manifold and the downpipe, hook it all up to that, and then try to do the routing of it on a dummy head or a dummy setup, and then integrate it. I'm trying to drive this thing to work on this coming Friday, and that's not in the cards for us right now. So we're just gonna try and make it work. I've got the flange, which is, oh, it's right here. So I got the flange, and I think we're just gonna put a tack on it for now, just to keep it together, and then we're gonna try and find a way to just route it down as far as we can. Just that way it's not blowing on something it probably shouldn't blow on. And I can't go up with it, so don't even think about a hood dump, because that's out of the equation. I got one shot which is like kind of straight over the back of the block and then over the downpipe. So it's like I gotta go kind of like sideways past that, which is fine because we got 45. 45 would work perfect. So essentially come off the gate kind of like this, like right there, and then another, like, so go like that, and then another 45 down and out sort of thing. You know, if I do this, we're rubbing we're rubbing a lot of things right there. Like, I'm touching the manifold, and I'm touching the downpipe right there, which is not ideal. What would be ideal is if I could just do this, and then I'm there into the exhaust, but then that requires me to drill a fat hole in it, and then I also need a bellow in here at some point. But it would be nice to just do this like so, which is, I mean, this is the long-term plan, is just integrate it just like that, so it drops into that elbow and we're done, nice and easy. But this is gonna be hard to do. I don't know what I'm doing with the wastegate right now, and honestly I think I'm just gonna send it, and because I mean, worst case scenario, what do we do? We can't do a whole hell of a lot in terms of getting this done and driving by Friday, and I refuse to lose that goal over a wastegate. So we're driving this damn car this week. We're gonna drive this car today. Like this video, you're gonna see this car move, even if it's just around the block. That's gonna be a big win for me. All right, so it's now got 4 pounds spring pressure. You can see the firing. Why the firing's important is it kind of acts like a replaceable valve seal for the wastegate. It's got like this beveled edge here, a beveled edge, and then this has a beveled edge. So that's the reason why you can't forget your whatchamacallit, otherwise it'll let exhaust gas seep out and it won't seal. So you need to have that in there and pressing against that spring. Alright, we're back. We got some small issues that I didn't notice until I was walking into the parts store. These pins want to fall out, and I think we're going to ignore it, because if they fall out, this is junk anyways, and at that point we'll go order a tile. So right now, the goal is right now we're just going to trot it down the street. I'm going to tear it apart after we trot it, probably tomorrow, that part will be here Tuesday night. We're gonna try and put that bellows, so we'll pull the manifold turbo, drop the downpipe, put it on this other motor on Tuesday, and you know, basically we'll get all mocked up for it tomorrow night. Tuesday we'll do all that, we'll weld it in and get done with it, and then Wednesday we'll put it all back together. Thursday we test drive it, Friday we drive it to work. That's the goal right now. We're gonna hot lap this mother, and I'm probably gonna try and get some videos out today. I highly doubt that's gonna happen because I got like 3 to do, but whatever. We'll keep you posted. I'm gonna probably do some hot editing this week and get it all out fast for you guys. Alright, so I've already had that pin drop out twice in the last 5 minutes. So I ordered another set of those they're kind of the tile style, whatever. So hopefully this was a little bit better. But right now we gotta work on something else. So I'm pulling out some stuff I had in a bag waiting for me, because this bag is kind of a it's been sitting on my toolbox for a while because I've been anticipating this. So when you do wastegate stuff, you need a reference. Meaning, as the turbo makes pressure, you have to send that pressure to something to make it open. That's kind of the idea. So when the pressure side of it makes pressure, or when it makes boost, it boost does something to the wastegate. So to put that in perspective, there's a couple ports on your wastegate. The wastegate's kind of what controls everything in terms of the turbo system. This magic piece here is what controls how much boost you're going to make, because it's all based off of exhaust speed or exhaust pressure. So what happens is that you have this little thing in here, this valve, and what happens is that when your turbo makes the pressure that you want, and it's all derived by the spring inside this, it will then open this valve like that and allow it to come out this way. This bypasses the turbo and stops it from spooling, and that's what you want. So you have to be able to plumb this to give it some sort of reference, or be able to say, hey, that's what pressure I want. So what you have to do is, if you put it on the bottom, basically, so it's a 5-pound spring holding it open. If you have 5 pounds of air going in here, that's neutralized, meaning that anything you do to this will be like, it'll be like there's no pressure. 6 pounds, you're gonna start opening, and it's gonna open it up. It's gonna start letting it out. So you want to have the lower pound or lower pressure you want. Boost controller bleeds off air to both the upper and lower. So if you wanted to make 30 pounds on a 5-pound spring, it would basically put all the pressure to the top of the gate to hold it closed even more. So you could add up to 25 pounds to that 5-pound spring. And then once you get to that point, the sensor will then tell the boost controller, all right, no more boost, and then let it bleed out. So that's kind of how it all works. So this is key to getting it right. So that boost line is usually done right off the turbo, and that is because it's closest to the compressor, which means you're going to get the most accurate form of measurement. Now, a lot of turbos, if you look at them, especially the bigger, more expensive ones, they already have a tapped hole for reference. The other thing that a lot of people will do is, if they don't have that, they'll put it right in the pipe, in the aluminum, and they'll do that. Well, I don't have a bung for it, and turbo housing seems like a good option for me. So, as you can see, I don't have a hole or anything in my turbo. So the reason why I pulled off all the intercooler pipes and everything, because we're going to drill a hole into it. We're going to drill right there in this little spot, and then we're going to tap it, and we're going to put this guy right there. It's almost freaking perfect. From there, a hose will come from this piece around, either probably this way, like that, something like that, and then it will go under to the turbo, or under the turbo to the where the wastegate is back there, and it will be that will be what's controlling the pressure. When we do get the boost controller set up, which I haven't forgotten about, but basically it will go under, and then it'll go to the boost controller. The boost controller will then regulate pressure to the upper and the lower using the boost reference off the turbo, or the air source off the turbo, and then the last port will be a vent. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna punch that flat spot on the turbo. I'm gonna start drilling it out slowly, easily, because I don't want to jack this one up. Course port I didn't care about the other day, and then we're gonna start clearing this out. So one thing you should know is when you're dealing with fittings like this, they're MPT. So this is an 1/8 inch MPT thread right here. So in order to tap that, you need an 1/8 inch MPT tap. But in order to drill out the right size for that tap, you need, and I quote, a Q drill bit. There's no fraction, there's no millimeter. It's a Q. As if things couldn't get more annoying. So I did look up at one point what a Q was, and I think it was like a 22/64 or a 20/64. So I think it was a 22. This is a 21 because it's all Milwaukee had at Ace, and I couldn't find any Q style drill bits that were local at the time, and I was like, screw it, we're just gonna figure it out. We'll go from there. So we'll use this, and then we'll let the tap do the rest. So there ain't nothing left but to do it to it. So I'm gonna find my punch wherever the hell I put it, because it's been 3 days since I saw it last, and my memory is about 30 minutes right now. I found it. There it is. Under, or over there to the whiskey. Alright, so the only thing we need now is a little bit of 1/4 inch hose, which there should be a good length of it around here somewhere, because I ditched a bunch. We ditched a bunch because of our whiskey. And look, it's already got a fitting. Oh wait, that's just a line adapter, but it's okay, we got one somewhere, I'm sure. Like, we could have just run to Ace and grab that too, because we'll go to Ace 1,000 times. It's not a life. They'll go to Ace. Ace, the helpful place. Seriously though, very helpful. Just kidding, they provided hardware. They provided a banjo. Check this out. It breathes. Alright, I'm gonna level with you right now. I already took junk on its maiden voyage to Marcus's house. And I know I probably should have filmed it, but I didn't. And here's why. First drives for something to this caliber is always a level of chaos. You almost need someone else to do the filming. I don't have anyone else in this domain of mine readily available to just grab a camera and film. So yeah, it's kind of a rough way to do things, but you know what? I'm gonna give you guys your first drive in junk. Now, I'll tell you right now, there was a couple things I had to do. Number one, see that silver line? That was from the rotor. These things are smoked. The rotor was clipping them, and it was causing some problems, so we removed them. Both front ends dust shields are gone now. What else did we do? Oh, we put the bumpers on. You haven't seen it with the bumpers on. Put the cowl on. it's pretty much a complete car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some food, and we might even stop at the old O'Reilly's and get a little bit of oil to do an oil change. I was gonna drive this thing to work tomorrow, but I'm having a brake master issue, and I don't want to drive it that far with weird brakes, because you kind of have to like pump then pump again to get any kind. You have to double pump it to get any kind of whatever. So I'm pretty sure the brake master is dying. I need to get a new one, but these things are so old you can't apparently you can't find them anywhere. I'm going to have to order or go find one or whatever later, or because it's already 8 o'clock and I'm supposed to be driving this thing tomorrow morning, and I got editing to do still. So we're gonna slap a GoPro on my head. We're gonna get some Wendy's, because that was always the thing I kept telling my neighbors. I'm gonna go get Wendy's in this thing. So we're gonna go piss off the Wendy's drive-through, get ourselves some chicken nuggets. Okay, I think we're ready to rock here. I've got the computer here. There's nothing more fearsome than a Civic with a laptop plugged in. Got that. We got brake pressure. We got seatbelt on. Let's roll. Nugget and a large chocolate frosty.
10-piece nugget and a large chocolate frosty?
Yep.
No sauce?
No sauce.
Is that gonna be it?
That'll be it.
Alright, give me a $9.94 at the second window, thank you.
Another successful little trip in the car. Learned some things. It really did like my idle changes I made. I made some changes to TPS and trying to stop the idle from going too high, and it did not work right. So we're gonna have to get this thing tuned here after the holidays. Yeah, hope you're happy to see junk move just as much as I am. We definitely need to do some brakes, so unfortunately we're not going to make it to work until after the new year. to you know, show it off. But that's okay because we need some more time to deal with a couple more things, and you know, supplies are limited at the moment because of Christmas. But you know, if you just found this, or you're just now learning about junk, the EG Hatch, there's a whole playlist, many videos. 2 years is how long I've had this car, and how long it took for me to get the K-swap in and doing everything because of what I started with. So, couple quick facts: the car was $350. I bought it off of a friend. It was in worse shape. Now it's in decent shape. The motor and everything was supposed to go in my RSX, which is sitting on the driveway, and it's still in good condition. So we're just going to keep rocking that until it blows up or whatever, until we decide to tear it apart, which will probably be after we move. But yeah, we got a horde of stuff up there for that. We're not done with junk though. We're not done yet. We're going to do a couple more things to it because we need to get it a little bit more roadworthy and start working on the creature comforts and stuff. But generally speaking, junk is damn near complete. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through the build. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you for checking this out. Thanks for supporting me, encouraging me, whatever. There's 600 people on this page. There's 600 people watching this channel. If you enjoyed any of this, please subscribe. It helps the channel grow. I have merch waiting in the wings. I just haven't pulled the trigger because I'm getting ready to move, and a lot of that. But basically, 2024 will not be the end of Garage Rats. We're definitely going to keep doing this until we die. It's a lifestyle. We're going to keep doing it. So no matter where we go, no matter who we work with, who we see, or our friends are, whoever we do this with, there will always be Garage Rats. So thanks for watching. We'll be back shortly. We have more to do to junk. We got some interior bits. We got a radio. We're gonna put stereo in this, and we got to get a line and all that stuff. So we're still gonna do some work, and we gotta do some tuning, and we're gonna still see some dyno numbers. So we ain't done. Just because the car is moving under its own power doesn't mean it's finished. So stay tuned. We'll see you after the new year. Happy New Year. Thanks.